I come back to you now, after the tide has already been turned, essentially. Like, I'm not really gonna make that much of an impact, if we're being honest. Hello everyone, and welcome to another episode of Xerath Prevails. Today we're going to talk about 5v5, more basic teams in GAC. The coming 5v5 season is fraught with peril, and I hopefully will help you navigate that, because this account only has 2 Galactic Legends. We're still in KYBER 2, we're at 8.5 million GP, and it's kind of just a big mess, folks. If you want a slightly larger scale video for 5v5, you can check out my defense teams and offense teams videos. That's for more of the end game type thing, but hopefully between this video and the offense and defensive teams video, it kind of it helps you plan at the very least, even if you have a smaller account. And this video is one that I tend to make at the start of every season. It's kind of just a labor of love for people with smaller accounts. It's long form video, so it typically takes about an hour, though I'm gonna say, folks, I already recorded one of these just a little bit ago, and my mic gave out halfway through and didn't record, and then it just didn't record hardly any of my sound at all. So I will probably be a little more brief this time. Really frustrating. I really don't want to have to be doing this a second time, but I'll do it for you. Please remember to hit that thumbs up button in your abject appreciation. Also, check out this video, folks. The Rolo and Chirpa are the new meta. Usually, you can. There's a lot of endless loops you can have in this game, or in this season, this GAC season, with the datacrons that we have. And you probably have a lot of the characters available for those endless loops. If you know how to access them, you can use this video to do that. Huge shout out to my patrons. You guys are awesome. You guys are worth shouting out twice in one night for a re-record of the same video. So thank you guys for being awesome. I couldn't do this without you guys. Thank you so much. And if you want to support this channel for free, folks, all you gotta do is hit that thumbs up button, like, subscribe, comment, mount the algorithm. You're probably not gonna find something to mount for this consistently cheap anywhere. That's just the honest truth. So let's get into the game, folks. Start talking about stuff, things and stuff and whatnot. This is my Prevail main account. We're at 8.55 million GP. Ooh, I'm fairly fancy for that. And the idea behind this account, folks, is we only have 2 Galactic Legends, which are Supreme Leader Kylo and Rey. I only spend a couple dollars here and there, so I spend $10 a month on the Conquest pass for this account, because I only log in once a day, and so I miss out on all the bonus stuff, the bonus energy and stuff. And so the way I feel like, if I spend $10 a month on the Conquest pass, not only does that help me with Conquest to not just have like a huge headache because I have to do 2 conquests, but it also kind of makes up for all those resources lost, because I'm constantly with maxed out resources, energy, etc. So anyways, the idea is, and then the other money that I spend, I buy Lightspeed bundles here and there. I did buy the ones for, in fact, I bought most of them. I didn't buy any of the really expensive ones, but the Supreme Leader Kylo and Rey, I definitely did buy those. So we have 2 Galactic Legends. And then the rest of them, we're constantly facing, we're in KYBER 2, we're constantly facing people with 8 Galactic Legends. And you can see we are in KYBER 2, that's actually proof here. Though the squish did push us down. If we lose our first match, we'll get pushed back into KYBER 3, which is fine. But we've been maintaining KYBER 2 somehow, against all the odds, even though everyone's getting pushed out of KYBER lately because of that stupid squish. And so the question is, how do we beat all these people with 8 Galactic Legends? And it's not that simple, really. The idea, though, the idea is simple. and I place both of my Galactic Legends. In 5v5, I place both of them on defense. So how do I beat these guys who have 8? Well, if they place all 8, I might struggle to clear all of them. I probably would struggle. I think I would have a chance at least, depending on who I'm facing. The idea, though, is we use these things called, and most of the people watching this are like, we don't know what you call them. I call them off-meta counters. Galactic Legends are the meta, and everything else is significantly, by definition, are less overpowered than the Galactic Legends are. Therefore, we use teams that don't have Galactic Legends to beat Galactic Legends, and then we keep our own Galactic Legends on defense. In 3s, I do keep one Galactic Legend, because off-meta is a little trickier in 3s, but all of my teams, everything I've developed for this roster, all the stuff I've done, is in the pursuit of being able to destroy my opponents with off-meta counters. That doesn't always work. Sometimes it ends in disaster, and you can watch the disaster on Twitch. Go click on, or in the video description. It's a free thing. You can go watch on Twitch. If you have a Prime subscription with Amazon, you can even subscribe and not have ads. You can subscribe for free. You can support a streamer, hopefully me. And that's about. Anyways, that's the long and the short of it. We're trying to kill things using off-meta counters. So a few of the themes in this account are, I don't have enough resources, and you hear me whine about it constantly. I just bankrupted myself on all my bronzium supplies because of something stupid that happened. I realized that characters that I had just recently gotten up to relics weren't at relic 3, and therefore needed to get to 3 so we could use the new datacron set. You can see Rex is up to 3, Basti is up to 3, Shock T is up to 3, Basti, Shock T up to 3, Rex, E, yikes man. People do call him Sexy Rexy, just saying. So we're also trying to ride the wave of datacrons, right? And so I know that datacrons for some people are a dirty word, and I get that. I spend a lot of time and effort trying to get a good datacron collection, because frankly, guys, that's the big difference. Where I'm at in KYBER 3, KYBER 2, like right on that line, is people who work on their fleets and datacrons do better at this level, and people who don't work on those things tend to just tread water or slowly sink. And so, it almost doesn't matter how many Galactic Legends you have. I mean, it does, but I mean, I think the last person I beat was like 11 million, 12 million, something like that GP. They had all the squads, but I knew how to beat all of the squads, and it was a nice win. So anyways, the thing you're gonna want to look for, folks, is the level 6 on all these different datacrons. You can do, like, they're all the different character archetypes, and I've done a ton of videos on this. I'm really not gonna spend a lot of time, but you have support, tank, healer, and attacker, and they all do different things. Really what we're going to be focusing on for the most part are the support and attackers. Sometimes the healing ones I don't even think I use on this account at all. Sometimes the tank ones are going to be good, but if I'm talking about an attacker cron, what I mean is the level 6 is the wordy version, like it's the rare version. It's tough to get this one. You have to do a lot of rerolls to get there, but once you do, like, this is the one, the level 6 is the thing that kind of carries you to, the next level. Like, that's what the overpowered part of the datacron is. And that's why at the level 6 thing, that's why I needed to get Basti and Rex and Shock T up to relic 3 so that we could use these level 6s, because level 6s require relic 3. Yeah, so you can see, I don't know if you can actually see the text, but it says, activates on squads at or above relic 3. So you have to have the relic 3 in order to use these crons. And so all the ones that have locks on them are the one on the bottom are the ones with good level 3s, or level 6s, sorry. And in the meantime, I guess I'll show you guys on this account is, in Conquest we do what we call the lazy way. We unlock characters instead of going for red crate every time. This account might be able to get red crate. I haven't really looked into it much, but I mean, I can easily get crate 5. Red crate is crate 7, so crate 5 is, you know, significantly easier to get. And you can see I'm like really close. I just need 4 more to get it. And at that point, see, it takes 6 months to unlock Conquest characters instead of 3, so that kind of hurts, but I don't have the resources to auto-gear these characters anyways. You'll see, I don't have enough Omegas. Like, I am so ridiculously poor on Omicrons, Omegas, Zetas, Relic levels. It's painful, honestly. But see, you can see, I could actually go and just buy the shards right now if I wanted to for Queen Amidala. I'll just wait, though, because I don't have any way to use her that well. I just finished farming her lover boys, like Qui-Gon and Obi-Wan, and we'll see if I want to give them, or if we'll work on a different project. But, anyways, and then I'll end up unlocking Lotion here in a few, 3 more months beyond that. But, but by going for just crate 5, I do 3 refreshes a day, and it's pretty easy to rack up a ton of datacrons. And so you kind of just ride the wave of datacrons. And, that's the meta, and that's how you advance your account. And so you end up having some weird stuff geared up. Sometimes you're like, oh, well, I needed Relic 5 on this weird character because it unlocks something awesome, and it's meta for 4 months. And then that character just stays geared for, the next time it's helpful, which is probably never. But, I don't chase it for every character, but this set has definitely been helpful or instrumental for that. So let's real quick. Last time I actually went in and showed, last time I put timestamps in the video description for all the different things that I'm showing. I don't know if I'm going to do that, guys. My throat is already sore, and I have other videos to work on tonight specifically. So we need to we need to get a move on. But one thing I always I've tried to start doing at least, is showing my old defenses, and you guys can't really see it that well. I apologize. I can't scroll it down or anything. So anyways, this is the Darth Revan squad, and I don't have Malgus unlocked. I will unlock him in November. So for now, the idea behind my defenses, folks, is you don't overload with a lot of great defensive teams. You put selectively strong and weak teams at strategic areas, and understanding the why of what I'm doing will hopefully help people, because my roster is just going to be way different than everyone else's, right? That's just how it works. And so hopefully you understand the theory of it, and you can find your own way to apply some of these principles. So what we're doing here is I'm putting both of my Galactic Legends down, because I want to get at least some holds, if not just straight up stops from my opponent. And then if I do get a stop, if they can only clear one side of the board, then I can usually find a way to clear my opponent. That's not always the case. Sometimes it's an absolute, just total disaster for for this account. Sometimes it's just oh, we failed 3 times and now we can't even clear one zone. That does happen. Maybe not with any extreme regularity, but it does probably happens once a season-ish. I bet I cleared at least one zone every time last season. Anyways, for the most part, we'll be able to beat most of the meta, and I'll tell you guys as we move through what teams I'm going to be using on offense and how to beat them. But in return, though, if they want to go really hard on defense, people at this level aren't using datacrons, so I'm going to be putting some kind of good datacron on the Rey team. probably like an attacker cron or maybe a support cron. We could even just put a tank one because we have a couple tanks on the squad. And this is last 5v5, so we're going to be swapping a few things out. Probably going to keep the Ewoks for offense, for instance, just so we can use Chirpa with the Geonosians and use Chios. We'll talk more on that. But so we have Rey, and then I like to put Darth Revan here because he's so tilting for people. Because they don't know how... Like, Darth Revan, even at really low relics, even, like, my mods are atrocious on this account, too. The only real thing that's keeping me afloat are my datacrons and my knowledge of the game. But, like, this isn't a fast Darth Revan. But if someone throws a bad team at it, which a lot of times they'll be like, look at those low relics, I'll do that. He still just kills the hell out of a lot of really common squads, even like moderately strong squads. And so this is a team that people usually take way more seriously than they absolutely need to. And they use a really good team. And the idea is, if they put enough teams on defense that are really strong, they're going to struggle on offense, especially if they start failing against Rey and they need to multi-shot. And then they need to go up top and face this Supreme Leader Kylo team with a really good datacron. And once that happens, then it's just kind of game over. It's a cascading failure. But then I'm also not wasting a ton of resources on good stuff. Like, I'm not like, oh, I said they have to be real teams. Like this Pets team, like the Wookiees. I wish I could steal the Zetas off of Mission and Tarful, but I can't. So anyways, they're on defense. They're not going to get holds. Every once in a while they get a hold, and then we all laugh. We can laugh it up, Furball. I can't laugh. I need to practice that. That was pitiful. I can roar. I can do the Wookiee sound, like, but I can't again, laugh. So we need to work on that. Anyways, Kelleran Beck was on defense. We'll probably swap him out with Qui-Gon with his Omicron. But see, we'll have a couple respectable teams on defense. And then a couple just, like, Gear 1 Omega, like, okay, like, clearly I'm not trying on this squad, right? And then in the back zone, just some garbage for the most part, because the hope is that people fail on the front zones. The back zones aren't really worth defending on this account, at least, not against the rosters that I'm facing. So, and then I also put Profundity on defense because he's only 4 stars, and it costs us like 8 banners every time we get a win with it on offense, and that just irritates me. Plus, people still don't know how to beat a 4-star Radis for some reason. So that's what we did for defense last time. Now let's go look at what we're going to be using for like the offense and defensive teams for this season. All right, folks. So first off, we're putting both Galactic Legends down because I think I can clear most people will, even if they place most of their Galactic Legends. Like if they put Sith Eternal Emperor down, that barely counts. Like I have a lot of counters for that don't really touch my other counters. So Kylo and Rey go on defense. And the biggest question I have is, because I don't have Jedi Master Kenobi, should I put Cat on this team? Because we have the really good First Order set, still Datacron set. So we'll keep that on Kylo, and it's either Special Forces TIE Pilot or it's the Supreme Leader Kylo Cron, one of those level 9s. But we lost the Resistance Cron from last time, and so Cat might make the team. I mean, she does make the team significantly stronger, way more healthy, way more offensive. It can do a lot. Should I put Cat there? Like typically I'll put her with either like a Dash team or with Padme. And that might be, I'll have to make a decision on that. I haven't decided yet, but right now I'm thinking maybe this season we do this, just to make it extra tough for people who want to, if they're like, oh yeah, I use Starkiller, but I don't know what I'm doing. Like, this is the kind of team that will kill a Starkiller squad in its tracks. They'll be like, I didn't know they hit that hard. And it's, well with Cat there, yeah, it does, in fact. And I'm glad you didn't know that. I'm glad I could help you realize that. Now, here, we can zoom in a little bit here, folks. Whoa, what have I done? There we go. Alright, so now let's talk about Sith a little bit. It's kind of a tricky thing because, it all kind of starts and ends with Bane. So I have Bane here, and Bane is going to kill some kind of Galactic Legend level thing, probably. Problem is, which Sith should go with him, because I have a limited number of Sith that I can use with him, right? That's on this account, we don't have all the Sith reliced up. And so, which Sith can we, like, we need something relict, so he can have a datacron, someone who has decent number of relics, so he can benefit from their untimely demise. In his case, like, he's like, dude, I was waiting forever for you to die. Thank you. So, okay, we can do the Traya squad, and we can have the Darth Revan squad. Here's the problem. The Darth Revan squad here with Sith Marauder, I'll be working on him eventually, but the big problem is Sith Marauder is not relict right now. And so we can't put a datacron on him. We need to put a datacron on the squad in order to make it more obnoxious for our opponents and more fearful proposition for them. And so we'll remove Marauder here, but if we want to put him on defense, we can't put a 4-man team on defense, so we'll probably slide Talon onto this squad for now, and she'll just hang out there. She's a nice neutral like kind of character. She gives a bunch of buffs, and the whole squad loses a few buffs because she's not Sith Empire. And Darth Revan has some clauses about just Sith Empire on his squad, and he gives them boosts, but like Talon kind of cancels those out, so she can go on that squad. And then the Traya squad, especially because I have support Kron to go with them, they can go on offense in just 4-man things if they need, sometimes even just 3-man, honestly. Scion can just go, like, return his Zeta, if you would, please. So we'll probably do that until Marauder gets relict. You know, and then by then maybe we'll have Malgus, and then the whole situation kind of changes. Now the only other Sith I have available that's relict is Emperor Palpatine. He is needed for the Starkiller team. We want to keep it on offense, and we want to take out. We'll use an attacker cron with it, and we'll take out Rey teams. I'm curious to know in 5s will it kill Leia? Probably not. Probably not. But it's gonna do like with 2 attackers. I guess there's 3 if you put Scav Rey in there, or a different Ufu, light side Ufu that has that's an attacker. But you kind of wanted this. You want this team to kill Galactic Legends or teams that are kind of close to that level. So this will be a good one to use an attacker cron for. And then so Darth Vader is just the sacrificial lamb here for Bane, because I literally do not have another Sith that's relict. So. That's kind of how I'm splitting up my Sith a little bit. Now, the next question is, where the hell does Sabine go? Because I have the Sabine Cron, and the Sabine Cron, if you don't know about it, every time your opponent takes a turn, any character on your opponent's team, she immediately takes a bonus turn. So she doesn't need speed. She goes second, usually. And she does a lot of work. Now, the Bo-Katan squad, against a normal Jedi Master Kenobi squad, the one, specifically one that doesn't have the Padme Cron on it, with Padme in there, you can take out Jedi Master Kenobi squads. You can take out Lord Vader squads. You can do a lot of stuff with this Bo-Katan squad. With Sabine, my guess is that your threshold increases even higher, and so does Sabine go here, or does she go with this Phoenix team? And you kill like Inquisition with it right now. You can kill probably that's like the upper limit for Phoenix, even with the good Datacron, but that's still pretty good. And Sabine having her Datacron would certainly help smooth things over. Now, I also, the problem with Bo-Katan here, guys, is I don't have a 5th Mandalorian that has gear 13 on the 5th light side Mando, and so I guess I could put the Bounty Hunter Mando down, but he's on a different team that's actually relevant this season. So probably just put Sabine here, or maybe sometimes just 4-man things if Sabine needs to go somewhere. So the other factor here, guys, is I'm working on Saw. He doesn't have his Omicron yet. I did put a Zeta on him. He needs another Zeta. We're just so short on everything. But if we put an Omicron on him, I'm debating whether I put an Omicron on him or put the second one on Bo-Katan so she can ignore taunt, which would be really helpful against like a Jedi Master Kenobi squad. But the Saw team is really strong with, you need them all relicked, but you could put them on defense and put a support cron with them, and I'm not going to get into all the mechanics of it, but essentially, Saw, if he's modded right, you know, modded okay, and everyone's got relics and everything, he's going to supercharge his whole team, like, immediately. This team is going to be very tough to shift. A lot of people won't understand how it's so strong, and I think it'll end up killing even a couple of Galactic Legends who try to kill it. So, it's a very strong team on defense, and if we wanted to, we could kind of just throw Sabine with Bo-Katan, and throw Captain Rex down here with Saw instead of Goofy Biggs, and then just kind of forsake poor Phoenix. Is that the best option? I don't really know, but that certainly is something we could do. That seems, once I get Saw, he's not ready yet. Like, I can't get him there. Can't get him there yet with the current gear that I have, but maybe season 2. Or, sorry, week 2, I'll have him to gear 13. And then I'll have to spend all the relic materials that I've accumulated, all the bronzium. And we'll just all grimace together about my whining about that. But he'll be relic 3, and maybe we throw Krex in there. Call it good, and this team will go on defense. And this team will actually just go on defense anyways. Even if I choose not to put a bunch of like any more gear on him. We'll just have to see. Now Adrad, because we have Baze going with Saw up here, then Adrad, I don't have, we want a tank, we want like K2SO, we want Special Forces, whatever his name is. The Pathfinder? I'm totally spacing it, guys. One way or another, he is Scarif Rebel Pathfinder. That's there he is. He requires 1,000 Carbanti, which this account still doesn't have very many Carbanti. So probably to go 4-man in. We kill Iden teams. We kill some like misbegotten bounty hunter teams. Take out. There's a few different targets we can use on this team. Fives is you know, like the people put the Moff Gideon squads down. And we can take those out. Any Inquisition team that doesn't have Riva on it, we can take those guys out. Any really Empire heavy teams with like this squad kills a lot of like B-level teams very, very consistently, especially in 5s. You can kill Tuskens with them in 5s because they don't have the stupid pre-taunts. You can target who you want. It's all fun and games, folks. No one's gonna lose an eye. And if they do, it's probably your opponents, which is fine. My Jedi keep improving. I finally have Relic 5 on Jedi Knight Luke, so he doesn't have his Zeta, his unique Zeta, so that sucks. But we can't have everything, and I guess everyone else on this squad does have everything. I guess Hoda would maybe want one more, but he can deal with it. He's a hermit, man. He's used to not having the things he needs. So we have Jedi Revan here. Like this will kill like a Fin Zori team, kind of. I guess the biggest thing would be a Malgus squad. You got to be careful though, because there's a nasty level 3 on the current datacron set that revives dark side tanks the first time they die, and so this squad does not kill those very well, because you'll get the auto kill from Cal, the auto Cal, and he'll take out Malgus or Malak, and then they'll just revive, and then you're just kind of screwed. One of the reasons, though, that I did get Basti up to Relics, up to Relic 3, is so that maybe she could be the leader, and we could have more play against other Malgus squads, because I've been kind of struggling against Malgus lately, and Basti is a big part of our success in that matchup. Now, we have this, sorry, my mic stopped recording for just a sec, it looked like. So we have the Seer Malakos team, so this could probably kill a Ray squad, or like Supreme Leader Kylo, probably a lot of different Galactic Legends, to be honest, guys. if we put an datacron on, of course, Malicos is going to be hitting a lot, but I think the really tricky part, or the tricky thing you can do on this is you can give them a support cron, and because Seer and Cal are both support characters and they're putting buffs on everyone, and they're putting, you know, that like they're going to constantly be messing with the balance of power in the area. They're gonna really give a huge boost to Malicos and Fulcrum's hitting ability, and you just you know, they're critting. It's gonna go. It's just gonna go nuts, and so I'm excited to see what this team can do. You'll note that we don't have Maul here. I have my only Inquisition character that's relicked, which is Riva, and she's an Ufu. She just kind of floats around. She just does her thing, you know, as best she can. She'll just be our tank for now, because Maul can go on his own team. I'll explain that in just a minute. We have the CLS squad. So I only have 4 attacker crons in this set. One of them goes to Sabine, one of them goes to Nest, so I have 2 that can go to places. Maybe CLS is a place that it should go, because Han and like all 4 of them that aren't the stupid shiny guy at the end, all four of them are attackers, and so the attacker cron just lets you attack a second time if you crit, and if you don't crit, then you ramp your total damage, which is also nice on some levels. And so this team is going to be hitting a whole bunch, and so you probably want to keep it on offense, because on defense, it probably still loses to teams like General Grievous or Traya without... I think Traya just schools it, curb stomps it even, so... keep it for offense, take out some of these crazy turn meter loop teams, and call it a day. We have this Grievous squad here with Stap, and so Grievous will take out a lot of things. It'll take out like a recalcitrant CLS squad. It'll take out a Star Killer squad for the most part. It'll kill a couple of Galactic Legends. Sith Eternal Emperor, it'll take out, depending on what the Sith Eternal Emperor comp is. Same with Jedi Master Luke, depending on what that comp is. Like the turn meter is real. The turn meter gain on this squad is fairly aggressive and awesome. You could put it on defense, I guess, but I think it still loses to Night Sisters most of the time at this point. So keeping it for offense, it's not the worst idea in the world. And that's what I'll be doing here. Let's see, we have the Qui-Gon team. This will be on defense for me. And you can see the low relics, Grandmaster Yoda, Relic 3. General Skywalker. I probably have the lowest relic General Skywalker in KYBER 2. It would be my guess. But this squad, it's not going to beat a whole lot of people. General Skywalker. We don't have Ki-Adi-Mundi to turbo this team. So... I don't have crazy mods on them. People are going to be able to beat it. The idea of General Skywalker just surprising people sometimes is very appealing. It's kind of fun. Relic 3 on him. Relic 3 on everyone except for Qui-Gon and Kelleran Beck. It's kind of embarrassing, to be honest, but we'll put him on defense, because General Skywalker going with my raggedy ass 501st is not going to accomplish anything. We may as well put him in a place where we could put a datacron on. We could put the Galactic Republic datacron, like damage reduction one if we wanted to. We could put... there's a lot of different ones we could apply. Probably just do that. Like increase their toughness and their total hit points. Help them like put a thick cron on from level 3. Call it a day. So that's probably going to be a defensive team. Here's the Padme squad. Remember, we could put Cat here and make it a Catme squad. Shock T goes so nicely with Padme, though. Plo is just a throw-in. He has an ability, actually, that is completely... the AI is going to use it, of course, but it's a thing that gives everyone on the team turn meter. But it doesn't work because she doesn't allow turn meter gain. And so he's there as a filler because we needed a relict Galactic Republic, and I happened to have him at relics because I bought the Lightspeed bundle to get him and Qui-Gon and Luminara, Kit Fisto, all those guys up to relic 5. And so he's there. He's ready. He's ready, guys. He'll do it. He's crazy. Yeah. And this team with the Padme Cron, this team, the Padme can do a lot of stuff with Cat. It's even better, of course. Cat'll be good at things. I don't know, guys. You know, with Cat, honestly, in fives, I guess we probably will keep Cat, because if we're phasing people who don't use datacrons a lot, which is the big difference, of course, a lot of people don't use datacrons, or if they do, they don't really know what they're doing, and so they don't put the optimized one. We can use Cat May to take out Supreme Leader Kylo or Jedi Master Kenobi, depending on what the team compositions are and everything. So probably keep Cat for offense, now that I think about it and articulated it that way. I think that's what we'll do. Ironically, I didn't come to that conclusion the first time I recorded this, so it's probably good I went through it a second time. Maybe I'll just do that for all my videos. Alright, I can't contemplate that. So we have Dash here with Vandor, and then Nest, we have the Nest Cron. So if you don't have the Nest Cron, she probably doesn't belong on anywhere at this point. I mean, unless you're in Bronzium or something, she'll solo a team for you every match. But she, with the Cron, she's going to do a lot of stuff. In fives, you can hide her a little bit better, so she takes more turns, and it is a sight to behold, folks. Watching her destroy things, just dismantle everything around her is a lot of fun. Like, Nest in God mode, it's a lot of fun. We could, in theory, put her on defense with, like, Rey, but the problem with that is it might shut down a Starkiller squad or something, maybe. But I have a feeling she probably just gets handled by a lot of the counters that normally counter Rey. And like Supreme Leader Kylo, for instance, would just chuckle about her. Like he'd just be like, "Wow, that's not very effective." But on offense, we're going to be taking down a lot of really cool stuff this season. I hope. So we'll probably keep it for offense. We have our just pretty bad troopers. Probably just save them to finish off Jabba. If we can kill all the ads on Jabba with Night Sisters or something, these guys will finish them off. Another squad that I would love to put relics on, and I don't have the materials, guys. I don't have the stuff. CG has not boosted our income of gear income in enough ways to really be able to casually gear a lot of things. I would love to get gear on Veers. Gear for Veer. But, rather have beer. Just kidding. Just kidding, folks. You're probably going to put me on a beer for making these really bad puns. But we have the Fennec squad. Now, if we have the tank Cron, folks, you can take out Lord Vader squads pretty well if you have an okay Bosk, because Lord Vader will do his AoE, and even if your Bosk isn't fast enough to go pretty early on, he's going to immediately just auto-taunt because of that level 6 from the tank. And so he does his AoE, and then Maul would go right after that and try to dispel it on Bosk, but that wouldn't work. And then Maul will eventually try to kill Bosk, but remember, once he hits Bosk all the way down to health only, Bosk immediately regenerates to full protection again, and he probably tanks everything that Maul has to give him, and then we're off to the races. Then he probably gets fractured and killed in horrific ways, but then we're off to the races and we can do stuff. We don't need Bando here, because Bando is needed for that Bo-Katan Mandalore team, because I don't have any other light side Mandos to go with them. So put Boba Fett or whoever else. He's kind of the only... Zam would be great here, frankly, but I don't have her relict. I know that a lot of people do, because Lord Vader requires her at relics, but I don't, and you can just get off my back about it. We have Wampa. Unless I've rolled a good Wampa Cron, which I haven't, he's just going to sit here at relic 4 and be sad that it's 5v5. We have the Chios team. I told you about that team in a couple videos ago, where Chirpa and the Geos they gain like almost infinite turn meter, and they can kill some Rey teams, probably kill a lot of different teams. So we'll keep them for offense and see if there's a team that doesn't gain some kind of reactive turn meter. And if we can find a team like that, then this team will eventually, even with the horrendous mods that are on the squad, they'll be able to pick that team apart, and you know, we'll get a decent score. That'll be nerve-wracking and interesting. We also have Maul here, and you know, with Maul and Watt, you guys have probably seen me do this a lot, but Watt gets first turn, usually gets a bonus turn. He does a special. The Maul takes he gets his bonus turn, or gets 100% turn meters, so he gets he does his AoE, gets to full Anguish. Canderous assists on that, and because his assisting gives him a bunch of turn meter, he gets the next turn. He does an AoE, and that triggers Frenzy again for Maul, who goes, and then he can do his full pummel ability. And so if you use Night Sisters to kill all of the adds on Jabba, this team probably finishes Jabba off. I mean, maybe now with these relics, you can see I've been working on the lame Bo-Katan, because I need her for the Bo-Katan Mandalore team eventually, because Sabine can't stay there forever. Maybe for now, while she has the cool Kron, and maybe she doesn't need it. But one way or another, this team is, yeah. They're all Mandalorians. They're gonna assist. If they get hit at all, they'll just die. They're not well modded. Jango doesn't have a place to be, because I guess I do have Watt. Or sorry, well, you can see I have Watt. I don't have a Trench team per se. Like, they're all unlocked, including Trench. But with what gear and Omicrons and Zetas should I get that team ready? Jango's ready though, and he can go with Maul, because Maul doesn't have to go and babysit Malicos. So we can do that. Yeah. So. Okay, so this CAD team, it's not actually a team. Please feel free. This might be actually a team I put on defense. It won't be in this form, really, but it's just because when I'm creating a new squad, I'm recreating this list every season. Like, I make it from scratch every season, and so they were just on the top of the list, and they were getting in my way. And so I just put them in a squad to stop having to scroll past them. And then I got lazy, and I only put one final squad here, folks, and those are the Night Sisters. They are... so in 5s, they'll kill like a Grievous squad, even with Stap sometimes, I think. Here's another character I need to get to higher relics so I can put a datacron on. But Night Sisters don't necessarily want... They don't really need many datacrons right now, so... they'll take down. If you take Zombie out of the team, they have a real chance of being able to take out Jabba squad. Though with the current datacron sets, like with the Gritcron on Chrysantin, or there's a lot of other things, this squad is a little bit sketchy. So against Jabba, if you can kill the adds there, then you have good utility to you can use that Maul team, you can use the Trooper squad. To finish Jabba off. There's a few different things you can do, or you can just use maybe you could use the Chios. Almost certainly not, but that would be funny. Yeah, Night Sisters like 5s a lot more. You can kill a lot of stuff, really. I mean, there are a lot of teams that really have some kind of weakness to it. And Night Sisters are there to exploit it, or sometimes just ride the pine, just sit on the bench, and I wouldn't say look pretty, that's not a thing that they do, but they can just sit there, sit on their hands, and deal with it. So, anyways, that's it for now, folks. This is, these are my offense and defensive teams. I hope it was helpful. Let me know in the comments. This is a little shorter than other times I've made this video, but... honestly, folks, I was probably more efficient with my words this time anyways, knowing that I wasn't going to be recording for as long, but I need to stop talking now. My voice is about to go out, so thank you all so much for watching, and remember that in all things, Zareth prevails, and I hope you do too, folks. Take care.